I did it! It's the big one, the final turn-in. Bwom, bwom. I wanted to save it in case like a weird screen thing came up. Like, you did the big one, wow, look at you go. But Sworn is maxed out on Vath. God, it's so far ahead of everything else. Gonna be sitting on this footage for a while. Master, what a pleasant surprise. Even though you are so busy with your own quests, I'm glad you always stopped by to help me with the Adventurers Guild. I could not have done it better. I could have not done it without you. Our colony thrives, Master. Our new brothers and sisters are inspired by the Guild's beginnings and your generous help. Many now seek my tutelage to become adventurers themselves. They seek me as the one who learned from you. I would say more, but you know I am no good with these things. No good at all. The words come out strange, but the storyteller wanted to see you too. I think he could tell you better than I. Kind hunter, generous hunter, you have contributed to our humble hive more than you know, and for that we are truly grateful. The Overmind now knows of our strength. We are certain he will do all in his power to keep his hold on the One Mind, but there will always be those who stray. There will always be the Vath. More Vath means more individuals, those with different minds and feelings. We cannot hope to agree on everything, but we accept this divergence, even if it leads us to clash amongst ourselves. It is worth our freedom. Through our colony's trials to preserve our existence, we will continue to tell our story, and we do not forget those who joined us in our struggles. We had no choice when we were linked to the Overmind, but now we choose to strengthen our bonds with you, Hunter. You may ever consider us your brothers and sisters. Rep up, Bloodsworn. Now when you do daily quests, you get bonus experience. Why? I guess it's for other specs. I think I said that before. Yeah. So I'm like, by the time you get this fight, you're definitely capped out for the expansion. I'm technically slowly leveling Dancer via these quests, but that's not really my goal, because I'm just going to hit the cap for the next expansion faster or something. So that was brief, not much happened. It was just a big ol' thank you, and I guess when I get weeks from now at this rate, I'll have a couple more thank yous, and then we'll do whatever the wrap it up storyline is. Bloodsworn 0 out of 0, so that's it. I'm done. I'm never coming back. Because I have all these other fucking factions to do. I mean, I can't show them yet. But, I'm about to record the first Amalja maximum rep one. But I got 4 more reps to acquire from A Realm Reborn, I think. At some point I'll be completely caught up. And that'll be just in time for us to be in the next expansion and to pick up those ones, probably. I don't know. I could have been on this earlier, definitely. But I wasn't, so... Is this it? Is it time? It should be time. Yeah, it's less than 100, right? I had to be careful, I did the math, because I do all the quests first. I do as many quests as possible in these days before I hit the part where it's time to record anything. So I had to do careful math where I'm like, okay, it looks like I need less than 100, it's only 2 quests, so I'll do 3 quests at Moogle, which is the cap, then I'll do 3 quests for the Sylphs and 4 quests for the Al-Majah, because they have 9 available at this point, and that's the cap, because there's 12 per day. It's obviously very temporary, because you just run out of this entire progression system, and I'm getting the maths mostly specifically because I'm trying to do the base game and the expansion back-to-back / concurrently, or whatever. Both at different times, I guess. But it does lead to some, like, thinking involved in your dailies in a way that usually isn't the case, and probably wouldn't be the case if you just did these when they were new. But that was it, right? Yep, 1730. And I'll be 1650 tomorrow, so 2 days till I finish Moogle, and then I can record the big story. No! Wait, no. Ah, shit, it's Thursday. 2 days from now is Saturday. This game's gonna be unplayable. Okay, well, Monday I can finish this. Assuming I can even get online tomorrow, because tomorrow's Friday, and it's pretty bad on Fridays too, but this game's unplayable on Saturday and Sunday. Maybe it'll finally be different this week, I don't know. Our main playthrough has been on hiatus because of the Endwalker launch, making every weekend just unplayable, because the game has queues of thousands of people, and it's like, I have other things going on in my life. I'm not going to sit around for hours trying to play one of the games that's going on. There's other things I can do. The Nest of Honor.
Zev, our Gundur Naki thrives more than ever to think about the hardships Zev helps us through. Linu Vali knows words are wind, but she thanks you with all her heart. Zev is as sibling born in same nest. Linu Vanu wishes to express thanks to Zev as well. Go to him. He is eager to share his words.
Nope, I've entered combat. Clicked the wrong I found this on accident, by the way. You hold left bumper and then use the right stick to change your camera. This whole playthrough, I've been reaching for the mouse and using the mouse wheel for that feature. And it's like, oh, there it is. It's just kind of hiding. I just kind of bumped my controller against the desk while I was sitting around doing stuff in the game. And I'm like, what, the camera changed zoom? How did I do that? And then I figured it out after a couple seconds of like retracing what just happened. So that's convenient. It's just hiding there. It's even smoother than using the mouse wheel, which has its own awkwardness. A funny detail is that you can see, sometimes in the playthrough, you can see my zoom change abruptly during a jump cut, and it's because I have my recording button on OBS set to page up, because it just doesn't really come up in anything, so it's usually safe. But one of the things that it does do is it makes you page up. So sometimes I'll change pages when I press it, or I'll scroll up in a game if I'm reading text or something like that. And in this game, it makes me zoom in. Because page up is a zoom in and page down is zoom out, I think, on keyboard, in addition to the mouse wheel. But that's just one of those random things. But yeah, there it is. I have the control now. Are you nauseated yet? Now on top of the spam spinning when I'm waiting for Andrew and Effie for something, I can also zoom in and out while I'm doing it. So that'll be great for people. Can I go? And right, clicking right stick is first person. I've known that. Oh my god, he's so tall. I keep getting comments from people that are like, you can go in first person? What the fuck? How are you doing that?
Ah, Zev, it brings Linu Vanu joy to see you again. For moons does Linu Vanu seek metaphor to express thanks for netherling actions. But moon sets and sun rises time and time again, and still proper words do not come. However, now that Zev stands before me, it is clear. A netherling such as Zev is more precious than double, no triple rainbow stretching all across the cloud sea. From this day onward, Zev will be welcomed Gundur Naki as most honored guest. Free venture tokens, and I have that mechanic unlocked finally, so I know what those are. Which I didn't the first time I got one. From the Vath? You achieved Bloodsworn. Now you get more bonus XP, but I don't want it, so I'm just never coming back here again until it's time for the story. One last place to visit. This was where we started. Yeah, I picked this one up first, but Vath was a faster grind for several reasons. And now I just gotta wait for Moogle to catch up. Which it has a bit, because a few times when I was doing other things, I skipped Vanu because I knew it was ahead of Moogle, so I wasn't gonna be able to finish the video sooner anyway. But I let it catch up a few times. A little bit, but it's not enough. But I'm working on those. There's 5 in the base game. Oh god. Thankfully, I'll probably finish some of them before I even start the other ones, because doing these 3 reps
that hard drive space stacks up, bro. Eventually I had like 500 gigs of Final Fantasy footage that I needed to just get edited and get published and scheduled and so on so I could delete the footage because it's just too much to have on your hard drive. All this non-linear filming. Alright, 2 down. That's right. All mega grinds complete. Bwahaha. Why have I done this?
Zev, everyone's been asking for you, Kupo. You'd better speak with old D and Master Terracin to see what they want.
There you are, Zev. Do not look so tense, my friend. For once, this does not concern our difficulties repairing the plaza. On the contrary, I simply wish to offer you my sincerest gratitude for your help thus far. You have given this old man a meaningful way to spend his days, and thanks to the efforts of all and sundry, I have recaptured a piece of my family history. Yes, my family. For although House Zemal is now renowned for its skill at stonemasonry, that was not always the case. Now, as recently as 3 centuries ago, we were but humble crafters. It was not until a lord of House Zemel married the daughter of a minor lord, whose house was known for its deep knowledge of architecture, that the first brick of our renown was laid. That maiden's family name was Farshort. A name which rings familiar, yes, one of the 3 original architects of Barlays, Marish de Farshort, or something. His blood courses through the veins of every son and daughter in House Zemel, and his teachings have enriched our lives. To think that after more than 1,000 years, ancestor and descendant would be joined by the same work of art. Nymea must surely be smirking at her own cleverness. Regardless, I am grateful for whatever whims of fate have led me to this moment. But enough of sentimentality. I have come to a decision. Until the day I draw my last breath, I shall continue on here and guide the Mogmenders. Of course, you are always welcome welcome should you wish to offer a helping hand. You will literally never be done, because they will always be kind of a train wreck, aren't they?
Zev,
Greetings. Quite the impressive work, wouldn't you agree? When Mogson first told me of Barlays, I was sure nothing would ever get done. I certainly never dreamed he would go so far as to receive Gullenbursty's praise. If not for you and Terracin, Mogson would still be caught up in trying to avoid work. I thank you for keeping by his side through all this, and I look forward to seeing what works the Mogmenders produce in the future. As for me, I have no pressing engagements for the next 100 years, after which I will go into hibernation. Until then, I plan on remaining here to help with the repair of Zenith. If you find yourself back here sometime within the next century, be sure to say hello. You know, just all of my time left on this earth or whatever. I don't know how long Hrothgar live, or how long normal people live in general, really. There's always the door's always open for some Lord of the Rings shit where it's like, oh yes, while the elves are like immortal or whatever, the humans do still live for like 200 years or something.
you're back, Kupo. Now that you've heard everyone else's thanks, it's my turn. Thank you. The Mogmenders still have much work ahead, and soon we'll be repairing Zenith proper. No doubt we'll face difficulties, but that'll make repairing this place look as simple as painting a pebble. But the experience we've gained here will see us through. The Mogmenders will never forget how much you helped us, and we will forever remember the power of will, perseverance, and determination. Of course, if you ever find yourself missing our company, or if you're just in the mood for some honest labor, we'll always welcome you among our ranks, Kupo.
Bloodsworn. Again. And then you can play a card game with them if you want to. Okay. So that's all 3 down. I look at those giant dandelions and I think of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Secret of the Ooze movie. Alright, well now I gotta figure out where the story picks up. Because I think this is it. Ha 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 ha. I did the thing. Now I just gotta figure out. Is there like a place where the follow-up begins? Because there should be more now. Okay, it took me a moment to find this one because I was confused. Because it's a regular quest, it's not a blue one. And I was like, what do you mean? When good dragons go bad. Yep, there it is. That's a giveaway. When it shows completely different characters in it.
Uplander, Cove had perfect time. Deftarm was just here looking for Uplander. Something about busy deals that Deftarm would be making. Busy deals for which Deftarm is needing Uplander's aid. Must be big busy deals, thinks Dry Docks, because Deftarm was running here and they're like wild beast. Uplander is master of to Deftarm, yes? Uplander should make quick feet to village of Walkie Bugs help pupil.
That sentence was a wreck. Alright, this is why I keep these in my tabs. I can unfavorite some of these soon. Or not favorite. They're like pinned? I don't know how to favorite things. I don't understand. Which like this is like favoriting. This is just your recently used waypoints menu. Like it just shows them in most recent, but then you can pin stuff to it so they're at the top. Which seems like not what a history means. But there is a favorites tab. So you think that you could favorite them to put them in your favorites tab. But you can't. You could just save to history. And that's what it says every tab too. Like the open map, save to history. But like there's favorites. How do you, but you can't favorite them. But you can pin them. But like what? That's like a misuse of the history tab, which means something different, and then you're not using the favorites tab. I'm confused. I don't know how this happens. MMOs are weird because it's you take an already bloated game and then you just keep stapling things to it for like a decade, and that's every MMO. Just more things stapled to it forever. And it's it can be a trip and a half trying to figure out what's going on sometimes. A lot of vestigial shit. That was the eagle stock sound. Wow, guys, come on. Usually that's used as comedy.
Master, you return, and not a moment too soon. I have come upon a tremendous opportunity to further expand our Adventurers Guild, and would seek your aid in seeing it to fruition. Is it the Moogle construction? I was consulting with Vidolfnir some days ago, when she spoke to me of another tribe that might benefit from our services. I believe she called them Muggles, something like that at least. I think she said Moggles the first time. As she told it, these furry creatures make their home in the churning mists, where they now toil day and night to rebuild a great and ancient plaza. With the aid of the dragons and men, surely such an industrious tribe would have much in common with myself and my compatriots. Very much indeed. Yes, I simply must make the acquaintance of these. What were they called again? Blah 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 blah. Ah yes, Muggles. I trust that a great adventurer like yourself is good on terms with these Muggles, Master. Will you introduce me to them, yes? 1,000 thank yous, Master. The success of our guild has brought much prosperity to our colony, but a true hero does not rest on his laurels. This is a lesson I've learned from observing you, Master. Yes, one of many. Master and student striking on an adventure once more. My heart pounds in anticipation. Let us make for the churning mist without delay. I shall race you there. You will lose. I can teleport, and you're gonna walk there because you don't even fly, despite looking like you have wings. Maybe. I'm not always clear on that. Let's see. It's not one of my pinned ones because it's actually Moghome, not Zenith. Because Zenith is the closest waypoint to Barley's. But we're apparently going to Moghome, which I would have expected them to go to elsewhere. I have never been above the clouds before, Master. The sight is simply breathtaking, so breathtaking. How'd you figure out how to get up here? Like, how did you figure out how to get up here? That said, these Mughals are curious creatures. How do they stay airborne on such tiny wings? And whatever purpose do those glowing spheres attached to their heads serve? Very curious indeed. At any rate, if they are in need of an adventurer, I am happy to offer them my aid. Puck, 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 puck. With little stilt feet. Oh, now we are going to Barley's. Alright, well, I'll go to... I'm not afraid to spend 100 gil frivolously. It's like my speciality. I always reflexively want to turn the game down in a lot of situations just because the certain piercing noises in this game. One of them is the somebody activates a mech or flying unit and it does that beeping and it's like, ah! It feels louder than the rest of the game. Kupo-po? You would introduce me to a pupil of yours, you say? I thought I was your only pupil. Could it be that I'm not as special as I thought I was, Kupo?
Bro, I'm in 8 beast tribes.
Not a pupil in the art of crafting, but of adventure. And like myself, he is not of your kind? Color me confused, but if this pupil of yours can help to lighten our load, I see no reason to refuse his aid, Kupo. Kupo-po! Whatever have we here? Those hard scales, those claws, that puny body. Are you some kind of lesser dragon, Kupo? I am no dragon, and I am certainly not lesser. I am the deft arm of Loth-Ast Vath, an adventurer come to offer my services. In return to due recompense, I will perform any task you desire, no matter how perilous. What say you, my Moogle friend? Kupo-po? You don't look like an adventurer I've seen.
Have you seen the tiny bean people? Like, what are your standards? They're your size, but can't fly.
But hard workers are always welcome in Moghome. That said, we are a community of builders. If you lack crafting skills, I feel I can only offer you menial tasks, collecting rubbish, cracking Kupo nuts, etc. It's not a glamorous job, but someone has to do it, Kupo. I mean, you could use, like, they have trade routes and stuff. They have a bunch of established groups. Like, trade is probably useful for crafters. Collecting. Very well. Consider your Kupo nuts as good as cracked.
Aww. He is sad boy.
Did you see how quickly he agreed to take on those tedious tasks? I've taken a liking to this one already. Maybe, we'll have to prepare a very special welcome for his return, in true Moogle fashion, Kupo-po-po. But I almost forgot. Terrason wanted a word with you, Zev. Why don't you pay him a visit? Now I must be off to prepare a special surprise for our new friend.
Soon I'll be free of the ooh sounds. It's endless when you're around here. It's all you hear. You're gonna hear those in your nightmares, Terrason.
Ah, Zev, 'tis a pleasure to see you again. It was but minutes ago that you finished the last rep grind. Today. So what? I see that you are not merely the Mughals and I see that it is not merely the Mughals and dragons who hold you in the highest of esteem. Yes, I knew you were different from the moment I lay my eyes upon you, almost as if you have a reputation of being like the Lightbringer or whatever the fuck you're called in this game. If you will indulge this old man once more, there is a small favor I would ask of you as well, and it concerns our mutual friend, Old D. It would seem Gullenbursti has taken him under his tutelage in hopes of teaching him to roar like a mighty dragon, but the little one's efforts have yet to bear fruit. Let him age. Could take a while. I tried to reason with him. Why, but by his own admission, even the greatest of dragons often need 100 years to muster their strength. But the stubborn lad was having none of it. He insisted that he could not afford to wait, for you see, he means to show off his roar to his dear friend Mogzin, and he has recently learned that Mughals are not blessed with the longevity of dragons.
Aww. He's not going to be able to roar in time. He made me promise to keep this a secret from Mogson, but he... Oh, I guess he left. Okay. Yeah. But he said nothing of you. Might you be so kind to offer him a few words of encouragement? I am certain he would carry more weight from a brave adventurer than a mere artisan such as myself. I don't know, bro. You might just have to get used to the frailty of mankind. And how you're just gonna have to surrender to yourself to their death and what? Those people are just dancing forever back there.
Oh, Zev. What brings you to Barley's? Let me guess. You too have come to watch the puny, pathetic old D bring disgrace and dishonor to the name of dragons everywhere.
No, you're just young. You're just gonna age later. Get over it. Old D is clearly not his typical confident self. Mayhap there's something you might do to lift his dragon spirits, like the psych emote you always have to do. Oh, we're gonna do rally. I do like the rally emote anyway more. It looks nicer. Boom, 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 let's go. There's a daily quest where you have to psych up somebody up and then you slap them, and I'm like, okay. Maybe not the best choices across the board here. Zev. But of course you speak true. A proud dragon does not stew and sulk when there is work to be done. Just watch. The next time we meet, my roar will be as mighty as that of Hresvelgir himself. I do hope Golenbursti is not cross with me for running off. It's a classic season finale storyline where you're gonna meet up with all the different characters from all the different factions, and then it's all gonna come together in probably some kind of conflict that you resolve together. Oldie's back to his old self, you say? Warms this old man's heart to hear it. I knew I chose the right lad for the job. Truly you stand as a model to dragon, Moogle, and man alike. Speaking of which, your pupil has yet to return from his task. I'm sure he won't be much longer, but in the meantime, I dare say you've earned yourself a rest. Why not warm yourself by the fire while we wait? Where? There it is. I'm like, where is the spot I have to wait? That's not really what waiting is like, Zev. That's searching. That's the wrong emote. You should probably sit down. Or open a book. There you go. You figured it out eventually. My arms ache fiercely, very fiercely. Not that I had long since left this shell-breaking busywork behind, but it would seem that only crafters are trusted with important tasks in this place. Do not ask me, mind you, what those important tasks might be. These Moogles spend more time flying about and pulling each other's palms than doing anything resembling actual labor. But forgive me my griping, Master. I will go report to Master Mogson. Yeah, no, they're awful. I should have warned you, honestly. I've inflicted a great harm upon you by introducing you to the Moogles. They have not been cured by this extended rep grind. I am done with my task. The rocks that littered your plaza will plague you no more, and your Kupo nuts are cracked and fit for consumption. Do you have nothing to say? I said I picked up your those accursed rocks and cracked every last Kupo nut, every last one. Surprise! Did my oh-so-clever creation fool you? Your exasperated expression tells me that it did, Kupo. Mogson, no. No. Don't do this. I planted my fur hair by hair and added a few tufts of cloud mallow to make the palm float. I dare say it's as lifelike as I am, Kupo. The only difference is the hammer in its hand. What is the difference? Is it a different hammer? But no one notices, Kupo. Yes, I can say without a doubt that this will go down in Moogle history as one of Mogson's most prodigious pranks ever. Oh, just yours? What a standard. Oh, and good work, by the by. Next time we have some rubbish that needs picking up, or Kupo nuts that needs cracking, rest assured you'll be the first one we call, Kupo. I
I have never been so insulted in my life. I toil and trudge from dusk till dawn for you, and you repay me with this mockery. I take umbrage at this, great umbrage. Whatever is the matter? Surely you have heard that it is through our clever pranks that we Mughals show our appreciation and affection for our... Enough. I came here to lend my aid as an adventurer, not play errand boy for a group of slackers who wouldn't know what hard work was if it came up and ripped those ridiculous palms off their heads. Slackers, Kupo. I'll have you know that we Mogmenders have restored Barlays to glory not seen in generations. You take that back, Kupo. Take it back this instant. Friends, you must come quickly. Garlean Empire has gone mad. Why, he nearly torched an unwitting temple knight. I scarcely escaped with my own life. What is this? A dragon seized with anger bodes ill indeed. Come, Zev, Mogzen, we must look into this at once. An angry dragon? But no, the deft arm will not falter. Wherever you go, Master, I will follow. Lead the way.
And also at some point, the Vanu get involved in this storyline, presumably? Oh god, is a Reborn gonna try to make all 5 factions in one story? They're gonna have some cut work out for them? Wow. What a mess that sentence turned out to be. So what has gone down with Garlean Empire? Oh, his eyes are glowing. That's not usually a good sign.
What is the meaning of this, Garlean Empire? You promised to keep Barlay safe from harm. Now you would turn against us and our friends, Kupo? Have mercy, Garlean Empire. Surely these men and Mughals have done nothing to incur your ire. Something is gravely amiss. I see naught but pure animal rage in the dragon's eyes. Please stop this, Garlean Empire, I beg of you. Something has happened. Oh, at least he didn't attack, I guess. Maybe he's still in there after all. Or maybe he fled when he was outnumbered 6-1. Thank you, my friends. I owe you my life. What in the name of the good king happened here, Kupo? I am not entirely sure myself. I had just arrived to seek Garlean Empire's wisdom concerning the restoration effort, when all of a sudden, we were set upon by a masked man brandishing an imposing firearm. Garlean Empire was struck by a bullet in the course of the battle, after which the man made a swift retreat. Just when I thought we were safe, the dragons turned upon me with a terrifying gaze and unleashed a mighty roar. The next thing I knew, I was lying right where you found me. Inconceivable. The Garlean Empire I know would never act with such mindless savagery. The masked assailant you speak of did something to our friend. I just know it. I'll see that he suffers for his deeds. Calm yourself, oldie. If we put our palms together, we'll get to the bottom of this in no time. Now, why don't the two of us go in search of Garlean Empire, Kupo? Not so fast, my dear Mogzen. We must tend to this man's wounds, and besides, 'twould be unwise to dash off without forming a proper plan of attack. Let us return to Barlays for the moment, and consider our next course of action with due care. I'm afraid it's inoperable. The dragon will have to be decapitated. Whoops.
Maybe he'll... I think Old D is going to shake Gwillimbursty from his stupor with a mighty dragon roar. He's gonna do it. That's totally where that story's going.
Well, one thing is clear. This is no time for bickering amongst ourselves, Kupo. We must put our palms together and figure out what has become of Gwillimbursty. Indeed, indeed. I refuse to accept that he has turned on us of his own accord. We must find him and free him from his madness. Indeed we must, little one. And yet we must also find out precisely what fate has befallen our friend, and what we might do to cure him, lest any future encounters prove perilous indeed. I believe our first course of action should be to track down this masked assailant, that we might ascertain the truth behind all that has transpired. Wise counsel indeed, and yet that sounds like a positively perilous proposition in its own right, Kupo. Who might we know that would be up to the task?
Hi, it's me. I'm the guy. Hello.
Zev, I would beseech the aid of you and your deft-armed disciple, Kupo. Pray pursue this masked marauder and find out the truth behind the madness that has taken Gwillimbursty. Now this is a task worthy of an adventurer. Mark my words, my Moogle friend. Master and I will track down this mysterious and dangerous foe. 1,000 thank yous, Kupo. Might I suggest that you start by asking around here in Barlays? Perhaps some of them have heard or seen of the man we speak. As for myself and Old D, we will see what we might learn about Gwillimbursty's current whereabouts. Terrorson, might I trouble you to watch over the plaza while we are away?
Like he goes anywhere else. Would you suggest that a graybeard like myself can offer naught else to your cause? But I jest. Rest assured that you will find not a single stone out of place on your return. Go safely, friend Mogson.
At last, Master, a task worthy of our skills. Let us split up. See what we can learn about this masked villain. I shall question the Moogles in the area. Should you be so kind to speak to those gathered around the fountain, we can meet up here when our tasks are done. Sure, we have learned.
Let's take a look. The quavering Moogle. You guys having a talk? He's just so warm, Kupo. It's like there's a fire in your belly. There is. And you will be cooked. His eyes almost look like palms.
Did you see it? Did I see a masked man, you ask? Did I ever, Kupo? He strolled in brandishing that fearsome firearm of his and started picking off lesser dragons left and right. Then when the coast was clear, he dashed off towards old Gwillimbursty's place. Why didn't I follow him? I prefer my palm attached to my head, thank you very much. If you're going after him, I encourage you to be very, very careful. I don't know what he's up to, but I can assure you it's no good, Kupo.
So somebody's... he said picking off, which makes it sound like he was killing the dragons. But whatever happened to Gwillimbursty was like a mind control or a rage thing, but you're fine. I envy the grace with which they move. Just watching them dance. Grace is a word. Somebody came with a firearm in the middle of Barlays, and I have to ask around about it? Like, people didn't all hear that more? They're just hanging out. People are just hanging out. Look at them go.
A masked man? Sure, I saw him. Exchanged a few words with him, for that matter. He asked if I knew of any particularly ancient and formidable dragons in the area, so I directed him to Gwillimbursty.
Why did you... Don't do that.
Gwillimbursty's been attacked, you say? The fury take me, I do hope that wasn't my fault.
It was, and for that you will be decapitated. Off with her head!
I see. So it seemed the masked marauder set his sights on Gwillimbursty for his power and puissance. Interesting, very interesting. From my own questioning, I have learned that our quarry has been sighted in Somal. It would seem that he's already left the churning mists behind. We must give chase and return to the surface. How did you hear? Didn't this all just happen? How did you already get word from somebody from Somal, of all places? Weren't you asking around here? On the way, I would pay a brief visit to Lostast Vath. I would share this news with the storyteller and see what wisdom he might share with us. And with that, let us see whose legs are faster. I shall race you there, master. Am I going to Somal or Lostast Vath? Okay. Off to Annex Shrine again. It's a nice feature being able to pin them because there's just so many waypoints. But it could do with a culling because I have I still have these ones on and pending this basically. And now I'm adding all the ones for Realm Reborn Species Tribes. The Daft Arm? I have not seen him. Could it be the One Mind once again calls out to him? But no. Even were it so, the One Mind has grown... That one's mind has grown too strong. Not to be confused with the One Mind, that one's mind. Still, I worry. Pray find him, that our minds may rest easy. Why do we keep letting him go through this area unchaperoned? You guys need to develop like a buddy system where you just slap each other whenever this kind of thing starts happening. He's way down there. Down by the bridge. Nope. You guys get attacked? He's with dry docks. Forgive me, master. On the way to Lothast Vath, I found dry docks here in distress, surrounded by the One Mind. I did only what any adventurer would do. What any adventurer must do. Murder. Dry docks was hunting for Nanka eggs when walkie bugs called themselves the One Mind sneaky stepped from behind. Started shooting with shooty sticks. Deft Arm came, saved Dry Docks from becoming holy cheese. That was something. Strange. There was something strange about these One Mind, master. They were not the One Mind I know. The One Mind you too have seen. They strike with perfect precision. But these ones, they set upon us with a savage and almost uncontrollable rage. Strange. Very strange. Like it's the same thing again? Now that Deftar mentions it, Dry Docks heard sound before walking bugs attack. It went boom, but it was not the boom of walking bug shooty sticks. No, it was much, much scarier. Dry Docks heard it from the forest as well. Did you hear that, master? There can be no doubt of it. Our quarry is up to something here as well. We must make to the forest, yes, to Tailfeather. Worry not. I will tell the storyteller that we are safe from harm. Please go visit Marchamp and see if all is well. I will join you with all speed. We're even incorporating these guys into the story. Deftarm looks as happy as Drydocks does when she finds a trove of Nanka eggs. Drydocks is happy for Deftarm but worries for his safety. Uplander will be careful too, yes? So he looks happy. Is it because Deftarm's just excited to be on an adventure? Now we're gonna do it. Now we got Marchamp. Okay, I wanted to check. Yeah, this is called Dravania, the Dravanian Forelands, and the Smoldering Wastes. Okay. So I'm like, this place isn't called Somal. Because he was sighted in Somal. Oxundu is the Sea of Clouds. Where is Somal? Where he was supposed to have been sighted. I don't know where Somal is. I don't see it on the list. There's too many places. I'm wondering what the follow-up is on that previous comment that he was sighted in Somal. Oh, look who's back. What brings you to Tailfeather, friend? That deaf dom got you on another wild chocobo chase, I reckon. We chase something far more frightful than chocobos, Marchamp. I come on behalf of the Moogles of Mogholm. I ask you, have you encountered a masked man brandishing a gun in this forest? Afraid I have indeed. As much as I'd like to say otherwise. See, the man's been making quite a name for himself in these parts, and it ain't a good one. Had the misfortune of running into him myself not hours ago. But he does not mean, guy name. I almost said Alphard. That sounds, no. Shit. Damn it. I forgot the blonde guy's name. That was also, like, around in these woods apparently for the entire expansion. He came here, you say? Where did he go? You must tell me, Marchamp. I must know. Listen to me, Deft Arm, and listen well. If you know what's good for you, you'll walk out of here the way you came, and forget anything and everything you ever heard or saw about that man. The man you're after is an adventurer, but not one of the nice ones like your master here. He's nothing short of the most ruthless assassin our realm's ever seen. A cold-blooded killer who'd never meet a job too dirty or dangerous for his liking, nor one he has failed to carry out with lethal perfection. An adventurer, you say? Why, who better to pursue this man than Master and myself? Yes, this is our duty, our calling. Did you hear a single bloody word? Sometimes I don't even know why I bloody try. Worry not, Marchamp. Your words of warning have not fallen on deft ears, only deft arms. But I am the deft arm, and I must go and see what needs to be done. Is that not so, Master? If you're itching to get your head blown off your shoulders, who am I to stop you? Your man was last seen headed to the western highlands of Korthus. Just don't come crying to me when the hunter becomes the hunted. Thank you, friend, and worry not. Between Master and myself, we will be more than a match for this masked menace. Mind you, Master, I do not wish to rely overmuch on your aid. I accept this job from the Moogles and I intend to see it done with my own hand. That said, I would ask that you accompany me for moral support, you understand, yes? Excellent, and with that, let us be off to Korthus. Perhaps our friend Jantelo would have some news for us upon our arrival. Yes, surely he will. Is this the guy in the snow area? That one camp? I think we're just gonna meet up with all the dudes. All the dudes and the bros and the stuff and the things and... Alright, that's the closest I got. Is this the area where I still don't have flying? Wait, no, did I get it? Aether Currents. Korthus Western Highlands, is this it? No, it's the only one. Ah. I really need to do this, this dungeon. I guess I think I originally thought I was going to save it, but then I recently did the Immortal Flame dungeons myself, so I guess maybe I'll just add this to my next bonus content video. Is go unlock flying by doing this quest. So we have yet to have finished this one. Wait. Continuity. I think I'm wrong. I think I just haven't turned it in. In fact, I might be able to turn it in where I'm going right now, actually. I think we might have, I think I remember us opening a session by doing a dungeon that would unlock flying. It was a while ago, because we haven't been able to play the game for weeks because of the Endwalker launch. To date this video, and all the other ones where that discussion comes up. Whee! Ow. Whee! Ow. Good thing you can't die. That's incredibly convenient.
You could just not die from fall damage in this game. You just take a ton of damage, and obviously you're in danger if a fight starts. Uh-oh. I gotta get flying. But yeah, I think we did do the dungeon. We then went on to do other stuff. I didn't want to go all the way here to turn it in the middle of the session. Why, hello, my bros. Yeah. Ah, it's that item I couldn't get rid of from my inventory. I tried to delete it multiple times. Because I thought it was from daily quests. I was like, get the fuck out of my inventory, leave me alone. I can fly now. That was driving me crazy for a while. I didn't know what it was from. I just forgot that I was hiding away in my objectives. Okay, well, continuity. 5,000 gil. That's a little spike. Ah, 'tis you. Forgive me, but a pressing matter requires my undivided attention at the moment. If you need something from me, pray return on the morrow. Please listen, Janelo. For a pressing matter requires our attention as well. Yes, very pressing. On behalf of the Mughals of Mogholm, we have come to Korthus in pursuit of a certain adventurer. He wears a mask on his face and wields a pistol in his hand. Perhaps you have seen such a man. Seen him, you say? I caught a glimpse. I arrived just in time to see him nigh blast the head off one of my loyal men before commandeering our brand new mana cutter and flying off into the fury knows where. You will forgive me if I'm somewhat on edge. We scrimped and saved what little coin we could muster, and waited months on end until this vessel was available, only to see it spirited away from us the self-same day. All while I could do nothing but look on like a helpless half-wit. At least I emerged from the episode unscathed, which is more I could say for my subordinate. Serves him right, though. Maybe when his wounds heal, you'll think twice before picking a fight with a hardened criminal in a Calum tree wine-induced stupor. You heard me right, ridiculous mask or no, the man isn't one to be trifled with. I know not how well these Mughals are paying you, but I highly doubt that the reward is worth your life. This is not a matter of coin, but one of trust and duty. What is an adventurer worth if his word counts for nothing? Nothing, I say. Yes, the Deft Arm will see this job done. Now tell me, which way did the masked man go? You have the spirit, I'll give you that. Adventuring sounds to be a thankless job, but I wish you the best in it. Your man, and my mana cutter, were last seen headed for the Sea of Clouds. Do strive to stay alive, won't you? Thank you, my friend. And worry not for me, the Deft Arm has the courage and conviction of 100 of your men, and we will see this merciless marauder brought to justice. Ho 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 ho! You don't suppose this masked man truly is as dangerous as our friend suggests, do you, Master? I cannot help but feel like they are underestimating our abilities. Anyhow, let us confer in private and form a plan of attack. Wee. An overgrown ambition. This is unrelated, right? There's some other shit that's going on. Yeah, it's just like go do other dungeons. Okay. Get out of here. You're not what I'm here for. Excuse me for a moment. Yeah, it's time for the Vanu Vanu in the Sea of Clouds. What say you, Master? Reaching the Sea of Clouds is as simple as traveling northeast and hopping on the back of a Kangamato. Kangamato. But wherever should we go from there? Is there anyone in that distant land that might aid us in our quest? The Vanu Vanu of the island of Agundunaki. These names and sounds are unfamiliar to me. To have won the trust and friendship of a tribe I have not so much have heard of, let alone seen. Once again, I am beside myself with admiration, Master. I mean, you guys, none of you guys leave home. None of you guys know each other exists because none of you leave home. And in your case, you're on the land and both of them are in the sky and you can't fly. As your devoted pupil, I am eager to earn their trust as well. To the Sea of Clouds, Master. I shall race you there. I can teleport so you will win. Akazundu.
My little frog wizard cast a spell.
Alright, bye. I'm only losing my mind a little bit. Ba-da-bum, bum, bum, brum. Feels like it's always nighttime. And that makes it harder to see all of the things, and the video looks less good, but oh well. Pretty baked in. No, I'm not exactly about to pull some, like, I only film Let's Plays during the golden hour. Master, you must save me. I have just arrived on these shores when these monstrous bird creatures captured me. I think they mean to eat me. You honor us with your return, Zev. We will celebrate your arrival with a great feast. Look here. Funny Wamora Kampa stumbles into our tribe like clumsy Paisa falling into sinkhole. A strange one it is, but surely tasty. Bring Shellcracker. Linu Vanu shall knead its meat into specialty cat's foot chew. Yup, no. Your pupil, you say? Oh, forgive me, Zev. Linu Vanu owes you apologies as innumerable as the stars in night sky. Release the Netherling's bite-sized friend as once. Is he bite-sized or a feast? You have to pick one. Those two things don't mix as concepts. I see. Linu Vanu shares your struggle and your pain, and wishes he could be of aid, but such a person is not known to Linu Vanu or the Gundu. Deeply sorry is Linu Vanu. It is with shame and heavy heart that Linu Vanu speaks of his own worries, but Linu Vanu fears for his sister. Linu Vali departs Akundunaki in search of ideas for new dance. Linu Vanu waits and waits, but she does not return. Linu Vanu fears storm clouds are brewing. Master, if the masked man is behind this Linu Vali might be in grave danger. Very grave. We must go quickly, yes? Zev and Apprentice are like shining sun to chase away the clouds of Linu Vanu's anxious heart. Linu Vanu knows his sister. If Linu Vanu knows his sister, you are likely to find her in Vursian Siran. Go in safety, my friends. Thank you for saving me, Master. I am unfamiliar with this cat's foot chew, but I would prefer not to be chewed up all the same. I must say, I find these Vanu somewhat intimidating. Anyhow, let us be off to Vor whatever it was. I like that you're also overwhelmed by all the names because it's a lot. Yeah, the birds tend to eat bugs, so this was a fraught plan. Hey, next time you guys are hungry, just try introducing yourself to some pizza. Why is he bouncing so much? Why is he bouncing so Why does he bounce so much when he eats pizza? Wait, whoa, wait. What? That was a weird animation. Why does he bounce so much? Like, I need to express the fact that I'm chewing, and that's hard to show at the scale of an MMO. So I'm gonna shake my entire body in the way that one might chew with their jaw. I'm like, what? That was interesting. We arrived.
Oh, Zev, your presence is ever like a gentle breeze on a summer's day. Whatever brings you back to the home of Vanu Vanu? Oh, but if that isn't the most succulent-looking Wamarachkampo Linu Vali has ever seen. How many times must I say it? I am not a Wamora anything, and I am most certainly not to be eaten. I am Vath Deftarm, and I am an adventurer. Please tell her, Master. 1,000 pardons, friend Dektarm. Linuvali's nose was deceived by your most inviting aroma. Do not worry, you are safe with Linuvali. That said, I fear I have seen and heard nothing of this masked man of whom you speak. Linuvali did not mean to cause brother to worry. Linuvali simply came here to practice her new dance. Linuvali would show it to you, but she fears that there is not much yet to be worthy of showing. But of course, surely you have encountered a new dance in your travels, Zev. A dance unlike any seen by Gundu of your kind. If you know such a dance, pray show it to Linuvali, that it might be a lightning bolt of inspiration.
Show her a dance she has never seen. I have, like, infinite dances you've never seen, basically. Like this goofy shit.
No, those motions do not move Linuvali. Surely we have seen a more exotic dance, like no Gundu has ever seen.
Obviously the answer is the Moogle one, because that's the one that's in the storyline. I have so many dances. I didn't select her, did I? What a flexible suit you wear.
Yes, vigor and vitality wells up within Linuvali like a fount of gushing skyward from the earth. This is the bolt of inspiration I have so long sought. With this, Linuvali will create a dance that will go down in Gundu history. What is it with this dancing? And you, Master, forget these overgrown birds. I would have thought you, of all people, would understand the seriousness of our task. We are never going to find that masked man bouncing around like fools. A thousand pardons, friend. Neither Zev nor Linuvali meant to offend. We sympathize with your plight, but pray understand. To we Vanu, dance is not foolish, oh no. It is an act as sacred as life and death. If it does not help you in your quest, Linuvali is sorry, and yet... Shh. Master, over there. I cannot believe I am saying this, but if my eyes see true, that is...
We do get to have a third party that gets to just observe the insanity of being like, these people are based on pranks, and these people are based on dances? Well, we caught him with his pants down. Quick, shoot him with your gun.
I knew it. It's him. You there, who are you? And what have you done with Golden Bursty?
Shackles. The fucking leopard underwear.
Can a man not enjoy a bath in peace?
Right. Camera.
Then again, I know better than to expect common courtesy from beastmen brutes, even those who are wont to travel with more civilized types.
Oh, so he's a racist.
An adventurer, are we? One would think you'd have learned to keep better company, and to keep a wide berth of Naza's job, the Ebon Claw. But you'll learn soon enough, won't you? Oh yes, you will. I asked you a question, vile rogue. What did you do to the dragon Garlean Bursty? You will give me an answer, or I, the deft arm, will beat one out of you. A brute and a beast you may be, but you have the spirit. If you did not repulse me so, I might almost like you. Here is your answer. I did my job and nothing more. A simple task, to scour the churning mists for a mighty dragon and pierce his scales with a single bullet, a bullet that would warp his mind and twist his heart, destroying any semblance of the noble creature he once was, until all that remained was a brute consumed with pure, animal rage. A beautiful thing, is it not? What? What madness is this? The hearts of others are not yours to control. Curious words coming from one of your kind. Go back to your hive, Nath. You were never meant to possess a mind of your own. You know nothing of me. I am the Vath Deftarm, an adventurer just like the master who trained me. I have tracked you, I have found you, and I will see you answer for your deeds. But my ears must be playing tricks on me. For a moment there, I thought I heard the witless antling say he was an adventurer. Silence. I am more of an adventurer than you will ever be. Now answer me. What masters do you serve? And what does he mean to do with Golenbursti? I serve some Imperial Lackwit whose name I could not be bothered to remember. A fool's coin is worth as much as any man's, you see, and they tend to part with it more easily than most. Now would you mind lowering your weapon? As you can see, I am unarmed, though I suppose I should know better than to expect a decency from an animal. The Deftarm is no animal. No, he's tricking you, he's taking advantage of... Nope. It's an opening. Oop. Come on, Zev, you have ranged attacks. Do something. Oh, too easy. Didn't your master teach you not to trust me? You do not fight with honor. You're a quick learner, though not quick enough, I'm afraid. Now, we know what this can do to a dragon. I wonder what it might do to a Nath. Or a Vanu. Or even... Oh, yes. Zev, you are just sitting here. I swear to God. You have ranged attacks now. No. Leave my friends alone, or I will rend the flesh from your bones. Ah, yes. Yes. Let me taste your fear and your hatred, your rage and despair. Despise me, abhor me, delight me. Who goes there? Who dares intrude on Gundu lands? And just when I was starting to get in the mood. But perhaps we might enjoy ourselves another way. He's gonna shoot them now. Wow, it can shoot fast. A convenient third party that is the isn't that like the rival clan? So it's like, oh, we can not feel bad about killing these people. my head, my body, my arms, they... Ugh. Nope, here they come. Does he control them? Because they didn't go after him. Oh dear, it seems your friends aren't so friendly anymore. Well, do have fun killing each other. There's somewhere I must be. Is she gonna defeat them with the new dance that she just thought up? Quickly, Zev, join Linu Vali, and together we will dance them away. It's gonna be like that. The original dance is not enough. We need a new dance. Wow, they're running from really far away. This is... The Sundrop dance does not reach them. Lina Vali knows not if she is ready, but there is no other way. Watch, Zev. Watch and move with Lina Vali. It's gonna happen. What madness has taken us? Forgive us, Linuvali. We meant no harm.
What a fucking dance. Jesus. Shout out to the random Hrothgar that did that when I was playing the Slice is Right at the Golden Saucer, and I was like, what the fuck dance is that? And that led to this entire chain of events where I was like, I had to figure out where the fuck that came from. And conveniently, it was actually from Heavensward. Otherwise, I would have been like, well, hope I remember that 6 months from now when we get to the other expansion.
Linuvali knew that she could count on Zev, even without practice. Zev's motions matched Linuvali's in perfect harmony, like we are brother and sister from the same nest. Zev and Linuvali, Netherling and Gundu, dance as one. Different beings we are, but together we lift each other to new heights and shine radiant light through the darkness. In honor of this, Linuvali would name her new dance Moonlift Dance. A fine name, would you agree? I mocked you, but your dance has proven stronger than I could ever be. When confronted with my greatest challenge yet, it is I who made mockery of myself.
Alright, we gotta put this on the bar. It's important. Social emotes. See, those are dances, and those are all dances. So at this point, it needs to replace Furious or Chuckle. Let's see. Oh, do I not? I don't think I have it yet. No, there it is. No, that's a sun drop dance. Looking for a moon lift dance. Sun drop and moon lift. Probably have to finish the quest still or something.
Forgive me, Master. For all you have taught me, I could do nothing against our foe. And he has eluded us again. Whatever shall we do? Do not lose heart, friend. For now, let us return to Agundunaki. Brother is surely worried for us, and Linuvali would put his heart at ease.
Always teleport. Yeah, we're on the opposite side of the entire map. That guy's doing an unrelated event over there. Ba-da-bum bum 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 bum. Nope, that's Staley's.
Wherever shall we go now, Master? Shall we go after that masked man? Perhaps we might begin to tracking down the master he serves. Or perhaps we should return to Mogholm and share what we have learned with Master Mogzen. Doubtless he is eager to know.
I mean, it sounds like it's the he said Imperial, so it's probably the Garleans. That's some weird tech shit.
Kupopo? Did someone call? Well, look what we have here. A cuddly little Gala cat and a fledgling chick. Have you wandered from your nest to join Linuvali and her friends in dancing our new dance? Cat? Who are you calling a cat? I am Master Mogzen of the Mogmenders and the renowned guild of craft muggles that repaired the ancient plaza of Barlays. Perhaps you have heard of us, Kupo? No. And I am no fledgling. Do you not see these resplendent scales? I am Old D, a mighty and powerful dragon, cower in my wake. And just what are you supposed to be? Why, I have never seen such a portly, pudgy bird in my life. You do me too great an honor with your words, friend. My cheeks turn as red as a fiery sunset. I am Linu Vali of the Gundu, and I bid you welcome to Agundu Naki. Haha, you couldn't accidentally insult the birds in a quest where everyone's accidentally insulting everyone else. Like, yes, I am massive. I do not think he meant that as a... Never mind. Master Mogson, Old D, what brings you to this place? We traveled as far and wide, over mountains and across the skies in pursuit of Golenbursti. Our journey took us here, but just when we thought we had him, he evaded our paws, Kupo. We may have lost him, but now we have found you. I dare say today is not a total loss. Speaking of which, how did you and your people fare in the search of the masked man? Were you able to learn the truth of what he did to Golenbursti? A weapon that can twist and warp the hearts of dragons and beasts. What a positively frightful proposition. The mere thought of it makes the fur in my back stand on end, Kupo. We did catch up with Golenbursti, but he was even less receptive to our words than before. He only let out a mighty roar, then soared off to the northern skies in rage. It was almost as if something was calling him there. As much as it pains me to say it, I fear he may be gone for good, Kupo.
Nah, we defeated the other people with the dance.
Preposterous. Golenbursti was as kind and noble a dragon as I have ever known. Surely there is a way to reach him and restore him to his senses. I must agree with Old D. I saw it with my own eyes, I did. When Master and Linu Vali danced together, the rest of the mad Gundu was quick to subside. Yes, Linu Vali swears this is true. As dance can reach the heart of us Vanu, surely there is a way to call out to your dragon friend too, such as your roar that you were working on earlier, economical storytelling and Chekhov's guns and setup and payoff and all that. That's right. I know not yet what it might be, but we must try. Golenbursti has clearly been summoned to some strange land by the masked man's vile master. We must set out for the northeast and hurry to his side. Wait, friend. You do not know what lies northeast of here, yes? It is Az's Law, the land of nightmares, where all Vanu are forbidden to tread. It is the great shame that Linu Vali says that she can accompany you no further. And after all Zev has done for Linu Vali. Think nothing of it, nothing at all. This was a task for the Master and I from the beginning, and Master and I will see it done. Is that not right, Master?
And also I've got the dance, which might help in some cases, probably not.
Such powerful words, Kupo. I have the utmost confidence in you, and with that I do believe I'll head back to Mogholm. My hammer is made for crafting, not fighting after all. You are going home? What foolish is this? You care for your friend Golenbursti, do you not? Surely this is there is some way you could be of service without fighting, any way at all. That's right, Mogson. I thought you were a friend to dragons, Golenbursti, and to me. I am sorry, but you will be better off without me. You must believe me, Kupo. Does that Moogle have no shame? It would seem I was right about him after all. He is a lazy do-nothing, a slacker and nothing more. And then we find ourselves at our lowest point. I know not what awaits us in this strange land, nor if we are up to the task, but as adventurers we must press on with courage. Yes, great courage. Do you fancy your wings faster than my Kangamato, Oldie? I suppose we shall see. The last one to Az's Law is a rocket Nanka egg. Ha! You think an overgrown gnat of yours is any match for the wings of a mighty dragon? Prepare to taste the sting of humiliation.
Please do the roar. I haven't been here since the story made me be here. Wait, where is that? Helix. Yes. There we go. I think I accidentally clicked on the door or something? Something happened with the camera. I've been voicing lines for like 2 hours. I hit the rep threshold for 3 different factions today, and then this quest chain was the result of one of them being hit. It's like, holy crap, I have been voicing continuously all day. Bloop. As much as this bonus content is good to get out of the way, it'll be a little bit of a relief when I'm done with it, because it is a lot of extra stuff on my schedule.
An island made of metal and machinery. It is strange to me, Master, very strange. However, are we to find Goldenbursty in such a curious and forbidden environs? Worry not, my fearful, faint-hearted friend. This land may be unfamiliar to you, but not to me and my kind. Yes, I can feel the presence of mighty dragons all around us. We need only stop one and ask politely if they have seen aught of Goldenbursty. Surely they would not be adverse to lending a fellow dragon their wisdom. You are fortunate indeed that I have accompanied you here, are you not? Yes, I dare say you are.
My eyes hurt here. The metal and the sky and everything makes this level really dark most of the time, I think, but then there's always glowing things behind the stuff you're looking at, so you try to look at your... It's interesting because I walked into the opening area of Kingdoms of Amalur recently, and I was like, wow, look at this area and how like there's all this color contrast, and your character pops against the background, and there's careful detail to making sure that it's visible and nice to look at. This is like the opposite. Everyone is a gray smudge on the screen, and the background is actively distracting, and it's like difficult to look at anything besides the dialogue box, basically. It's like, don't do this, guys. They have moments of things looking nice, but like this is one of the worst levels I've ever seen in all of Final Fantasy XIV. Is As Is Law. It is just shit. Like everything here is just. It looks bad. Everything looks so massively over-designed and ugly, and like that. Look at that weird like floating crystal. It's like we're used to seeing certain like aetheryte things we interact with throughout the game that look kind of pretty, and this one is just like it's just so much random shit is just on it, and it's just so much, and the level's just so much, and it's so It's like, guys, calm down. But I'm trying to reason with the Final Fantasy art people, and they are the most hit and miss people that there can be, basically. Like, they make something really nice looking, and then they're just completely deranged, like, the next day. More belts! Boop, 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 boop. Oh no, the dragons have also been shot by the bullets, and now they're gonna be angry boys at us. Where am I going? Where am I going? I don't see it on the map. Why does pressing that button give me a different map entirely? That's weird, right? There's this map, and then when I bump Y, it turns into this map, which shows all of it. I don't know if I understand the difference between these two maps, but this one shows my objective on it, but looks like it has the same... It looks like it's the same pieces of land, overall. I don't know what that is. Weird.
What is the meaning of this? My fellow dragons turn upon us one after the next without listening to a word I have to say. It is as if we've all been driven mad, like poor Goldenbursty. Is there no dragon in this land who will listen to reason? But of course, Tiamat. Why did I not think of it myself? Yes, I understand about her torment and all, but I am sure she'll not be adverse to helping a future mighty dragon such as myself. Let us be off.
Trying to find someone that might be immune or unreachable. Because it seems like he is on a shooting spree, just tagging everyone he can, and no one's left to hear us out. Do 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 do. Antithesis. Right, yeah, you're you don't get around much, as it turns out. Who is sending me messages right now? Let's see. Ah, the child who doth walk with my father, what bringeth thee and thine back to my forsaken abode. My foot it clippeth. I see thou dost travel with a child of mine own. Speak, child, what dost thou seek to visit me in my lair of desolation and woe?
O great mother of dragons, many a tale of your suffering and sacrifice I have heard from my great friend Zev here. I understand your agony and woe, truly I do, and I will let you return to your torment. But my friends and I were just wondering, might a dragon by the name of Garlean Bursty come this way? He's a friend of ours, you see, quite large and red, and...
The name is not known to me, but yes, child, I have seen thy friend. A sorrowful sight he was, tearing through the skies, racked with wrath, as if his mind were no longer his own. He is not the first, and I fear he will not be the last, for it would seem there is only one, for it would seem there is one in these lands who wields an ancient power, one that can bring even mighty worms to heel.
None of you are worms. Curse it all. Is there nothing we can do? Is Garlean Bursty already lost to us?
Abandon not hope, my child. The mind of a dragon is not so feeble as that. There is yet a way to bring your friend back. This I can assure you.
But how? We have tried everything and to no avail. What else is there we can do?
If you have tried everything and that's not working, you probably haven't tried everything. In fact, I think you tried one thing, at most. 'Tis simple, child. Thou needest but call out to him with a roar summoned from the very depths of thine heart. That, and that alone, will stir your friend's heart, and return him to what he once was. Oh wow, it's the thing I literally thought of the moment this quest started.
But, no. Wait, I see. When we last saw Garlean Bursty, I called out to him with words, but mere words could not reach him.
Thou dost see true. Now tarry not in this den of woe, but fly swiftly to the floating island that lies northeast of here, and to thine friend's side. Free him from his misery, and leave me to mine own.
I shall do my best. Thank you, Master Tiamat. And please try not to suffer too much, won't you?
This is a lot to unpack.
I cannot help but feel like we could have shown a bit more compassion to that poor dragon, but I suppose we have little choice. Yes, little choice. In any event, we know our destination now, so let us be off.
And I'm also here. I am reminded of days long past, when mine own were yet young. Go forth, child of man, that this young one might be spared a similar fate. That this young one might be speared alive. Wait, mistel. Wow, it's far away. Is somebody else flying in? To also do the same storyline? That's funny.
I have arrived. It's Garlean Bursty, and he's not alone. Come, master, let us make that villain pay.
Excuse me, your drone is causing air noise pollution?
That's elegant technology for you. One clean shot and even a mighty dragon can be brought to heel. Now I need only fit this neural link around its neck and he will be my loyal dog ever at my beck and call. Then the fools at the Academy will know. They will gasp in awe, then hang their heads in shame and chagrin. Until they die, they will rue the day they underestimated Drusus Maus Uranus. I'm the most punchable man, and I was voted most punchable in my class.
Oh, weird gooey. I think it's supposed to look like rock, but it looks like it's a weird, like, meat floor.
Garlean Bursty, can you hear me? It is I, your proud pupil Old D. You villains. What have you done to Garlean Bursty?
Followed us here, have you? It's almost impressive. As for your friend, he's simply taking a little nap. Fortunately for you, I might add. Who are these intruders? Did you lead them here? Never mind, I'll triple your pay. Exterminate them at once.
That's a massive increase in pay.
Thank you for the offer, but I think I'll decline. Why, you've already given me something of far greater value. This toy, for one, and some most amusing playmates.
Is this gonna take it?
What say you, beast man adventurer, Humi? Will you face off against your dragon friend in a battle to the death? Feel your words, feel your wounds, taste your tears, and fight until the puny body can give no more? Oh, nothing would delight me more.
Rude.
What do you think you're doing? Hand over my bracelet. Without it,
Oopsie, you're gonna get burned and eaten. Well, you had 2 seconds of screen time, main villain. Or guy behind things.
Stop this madness, Garlean Bursty, I beg of you. Stay your hand, master. There is still good in him. Though through the anger and rage, I know his mind is fighting to break free.
You can fight without killing.
Garlean Bursty, please, you must listen to me. I say, Garlean Bursty, stop this at once, Kupo.
Is it the, it's the decoy.
Mogzin, no.
It was the decoy. He didn't have a red hammer. Also, he did the ploof again.
Garlean Bursty, return to us, please.
His eyes aren't red right now.
What is this place?
Garlean Bursty, thank the heavens, and it was I. It was my roar that brought him back, and yet Mogzin say it is not so.
You are the one who did this to me.
Whoop!
And I'm just as happy to do it again. Whoops. Less talky, more dewy.
Not if we have anything to say about it, right, my friends?
Curses. Less talky, more dewy. It's right over there. You just gotta run.
Once again, my marvelous mannequin comes to the rescue, though I must say I was hoping for a more dramatic entrance, Kupo.
I, for one, thought it most impressive. Very impressive. Thank you, friend Moxon, for coming to our aid. Another mockery. And here I was about to shed a tear for you. You owe me an apology, I say. Oh my god, someone do something. Are we really letting him... Oh, surprise. He just got taken out by the linebacker bird. Forgive me, my friends. I did much thinking, and while the importance of tradition cannot be ignored, I could not very well send my truest friends into the eye of the storm alone. Well, that's final. Thank you for doing something, unlike Zev, who just fucking watches for like an hour at a time. God, his inaction drives me crazy. You have ever been a rainbow of hope and succor to us, friends. I hate that word. It seems only fair that we return the favor in kind. Well, you're thoroughly outnumbered. What are you, a machinist? You look like a machinist. Whatever that thing on your hip is, looks machiny. Unless it's a casting book, I can't tell. For a gaggle of brutes, you have been a most entertaining diversion. Enjoy your victory, short-lived as it may be, for I shall return, and you can be sure I will not forget this day. We have a dragon, sir? Get him. No? Yes? No? Well, everyone standing still. Y'all always stand still. What are you gonna do? Not so fast. I do not call myself Deft Arm for nothing. You definitely shot that forward and not up. Whoop! Cut! Well, bad news for that guy. Also, we did not get the mana cutter back for those other guys. Dun, dun, dun. I still did absolutely nothing. In fact, there was not a single fight in this entire quest chain, if I remember correctly. So Zev just fucking watched everything happen. But hey, all the people I brought together through my weeks of toil. I don't even know how long this took. I didn't keep track, but it took a while.
To tell the truth, I followed you all the way here, concealing myself with magics as we Mughals are wont to do. You see, Kupo, I realized the only way I could help was with my pranks, and to deceive our foe, I first had to deceive you. You will forgive me, yes? Without your pranks, we would not have triumphed today. I am sorry, very sorry, for ever suggesting it was a less than remarkable art.
I mean, it can still be rude.
Oh, thank you, Kupo. And the way you shot down the airship, pray forgive me for asking for an adventurer of your skill to haul rocks and crack Kupo nuts.
Well now, if we're all going to sit around heaping praise on one another, do not forget that it was none other than I, you're not supposed to ask for your own praise, who brought Golenbursi back to us. Mogzin, you saw the most triumphant and mighty roar, did you not? It didn't even have like a sound effect, if I remember correctly. It was like almost missable. They kind of undersold that moment.
Roar? After Golenbursi roasted my mannequin, I was so frightened that I averted my eyes and plugged my ears for the rest of the battle. Did I miss something, Kupo?
Did you miss something? I've half a mind to roar you to oblivion, you noodle-brained Moogle. Ha 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 ha, everybody laughed together but with no sound effects. Classic anime moment.
I owe you all a debt of gratitude this day. Many years I have lived, but never have I seen so many and multivarious beings come together for a common cause. It inspires me to strive for the same. And you, oldie, 'twould seem it was your roar that freed me from my madness. You have grown strong, and in so short a span, impressive indeed. Just you watch. In another 300 years, I'll be bigger and stronger than you'll ever be. And I will welcome that day, young one. Now let us bid farewell to this accursed land and return home. Fear not, if you don't remember the way, Gullenbursty, just stay close to my side and I'll see you home safely. Shall we return as well, Master? My friends, if you are not in a great hurry, pray stop over to Akundu Naki on your way. The feast we had planned is long overdue, and I dare say that now there is all the more reason to celebrate. Let us dance until the sun gives way to the stars and back again.
Back to Linu Valley and Agundanaki. Now it's the victory lap part, basically. Whew! This has been a big one. It's like a full session in its own right, but without anybody to back me up. All of Akundanaki awaits in eager anticipation to see our Moonlift dance. If Zev is ready, Linu Valley is ready as well. Let the festivities begin. It is just the goofiest. Come now, friends, let us dance this dance together, that we might build a double rainbow to span the skies.
Leave it to me. We Moogles know a thing or two about dancing. Come to think of it, this dance seems somehow familiar, Kupo? What? I fear these legs are not made for dancing, clumsy as they are. Very clumsy. Step it up, bro. He's doing it. I see him. Everyone together. The Moogles, it's kind of hard to tell that he's even doing it because his limbs are so fucking small. He's still holding the hammer, which seems dangerous, while dancing. Don't do that. That was a feast and a dance for the ages, my friends, and never would this day have come if it were not for Zevin, the bonds that he has forged among us all. May they ever hold strong. But of course, Kupo, let us dance together, Linu Valley, and make mirth and merry for the many years to come. And we are happy as well to share the art of pranks and artifice with the Vath, who understand us oh so well. Just you watch. Next time, I will devise a trick so devious that it will make the palm on your head spin. They can spin, yes? Master, it is an honor and a pleasure to adventure with you once more. I thought I knew the world, but I see now that it is wider and vaster than I ever imagined. Still, I feel I have grown much through this journey. What do you find out that this is just one expansion? You will always be my master,
but I feel as if, little by little, I am becoming your peer. Forgive me for being forward, but I might call you Zev from time to time. Zev, a most impressive name indeed. Clearly you were always destined for great things. Yes, very great. I am honored to call myself your pupil. Until our next adventure. That's one of those cutscenes that gets real funny if you named your character some bullshit. Oh yes, butt muncher, fart face. What a name fit for destiny. Your reputation has increased to allied. You have achieved allied reputation with Gundu, the Vath, and the Mogmenders. Furthermore, you have access to a wider selection of wares from all of them. Oh god. What does that mean? And I have the Moonlook Dance. Thanks to your efforts, the most prominent beast tribes of Ishgard have forged bonds of friendship that promise to remain strong through the years. You are truly a hero to beastmen across the realm. I start to feel a little bad that it's all seen as like a side thing. Like it's all optional, but you're like, but reputations. Yeah, they're all the rep 9. Alright, well, I did it. And apparently there's new things. Zundu head? Oh. Wow. Let's see. Save outfit. Zundu. You could just dress yourself up as one of them and run around like that. There's the stitches in the back. It's funny. Vanu. If you want, you could mix and match the colors too if you see a chance to do something with that. That is... it's proportioned very strangely. So that's the mount. The Cold Night's Cookfire. It's an outdoor furnishing. And what about the White Bone Exchange? It's your chance to buy those same cosmetic items, but via this stuff instead of spending money on it, because it's kind of expensive to spend money on, actually. And then otherwise you can buy ventures if you want to. Well, alrighty then. We did it. We did the big thing. And there's more at the other vendors, but I'm not going to do a whole lap around the world right now. The important thing is I'm up to my bullshit. So we got 3 new dances, because from this we got, over the course of this chain, I was going for 1, but we got 3. There's the Moogle dance, which is a lot. And there's the Sundrop dance. And then the 2 combine. Into art. Alright, mission accomplished.